Hello you fine people, we are in the Commonwealth once more, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to build a Minutemen kind of town, city. Typically I think people would like to build that at Sanctuary, but I'm going to do it here on Spectacle Island. And for reference, I'm going to use the city town of Edoras from Lord of the Rings. Here's a picture here. So you can see there's like a hill and a big forty thing in the middle. Hall, I guess, and then sort of different levels of elevation with houses and things around it. So I'm going to attempt to do that here, and I'm going to go to the top of this hill, Spectacle Island Hill, and this is going to be the location. Now I have a mod called Smooth and Clear Commonwealth. No, Settlements. I'll put the real name up. It does a good job at kind of smoothing out the island here. But I'm going to take it a step further and kind of do my own, I guess, land remodeling. I'll show you, obviously, as we go along what that entails. But yeah, let's get into it. I've got plenty to do, so let's get going. Okay, so I have been building for a little bit, just fleshing some things out. First off, we are using the static objects and buildings. Great mod, it's got tons of stuff in there. But in particular, we are using the landscaping stuff. These are some of the assets we've got. So I'm using these things to make our cliff, and of course needs a bit of finessing there. I'm just using the place everywhere mod just to kind of move it into position. And we are building a retaining wall. I'll go through the mods, I'll put them on screen as we go, but I have these sort of dirt sections. So these are just obviously just a retexture of the wooden asset, but these are going to be the floor of the town. So I'm just using a generic kind of dirt texture. And we are doing a retaining wall around the whole thing. Obviously this is not final, you know, it's not final. I've got to finesse things and make it look a bit nicer. But I'm just using a wooden wall and then a post. And I'm just sort of moving them around just to make it look like some kind of retaining wall. So this will be multi-leveled, so this might be maybe the middle level. We'll go another level up and then another level down possibly. And yeah, hopefully we get that sort of stepped look. And of course we'll put some kind of stairwell going between them so you can easily access all the way around. And hopefully by the time I'm finished, it'll be kind of a roundy shape to look like our reference. But yeah, that you can see where the original shed thing on top of the hill was. So anyway, I've got plenty left to do. I sort of just wanted to give you a little bit of an update as I sort of crafted the look. So I'm just going to continue on with building this. Okay, so we are getting there. You can see it's sort of slowly turning into a roundy shape. So I've done another level there. The final level will be right in the middle there, just where that kind of post is. And that will be our kind of fort level. So that will be kind of a standalone thing. But these two levels here are where the buildings and things will actually go. So I'm guessing the lower level will be kind of more residential, maybe a little bit of an industrial look as well. And then the top level, I'm thinking kind of like a market. So the market will sort of go around the fort, or, you know, hall, great hall, or whatever that's in the middle. So that's kind of the layout. If we just jump down, I'll just toggle the free cam here. So you can see we have access to the kind of the main ground floor level. And we do have, I have put steps and things in here just in case the NPCs get stuck. I'm pretty sure they won't struggle, except for, you know, getting up to these levels. That structure in the background, pay no mind to that. That is something else. But we're just focusing on this right now. And as you can see, great access all around the place. And overall, it's starting to look pretty epic. Obviously this kind of stuff I do need to go around it and just make sure everything is kind of aligned properly, just so we don't have that weird floaty look. But yeah, hopefully it's going to be all nicely integrated and looking beautiful. Let's go to this top level. I don't actually know how to move the workshop thing there. I'm going to delete these other bits, but yeah, I might have to find some ingenious way to kind of hide it, because I don't actually know how to move it. If anyone knows, let me know. But we need to start putting some buildings down. So that will be the next step, I think. Well, 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 it is getting serious up in here. I am just fleshing out the kind of the look of what I want things to look like. And I'm using different mods here. First off, we are using the Woody's Wasteland stuff. I think that's what it's called. I'll put it up, as I said before. Just for the general look, mixed in with normal vanilla-y stuff, as well as some more homemaker mod stuff. Just sort of mixing, matching, but this is kind of the general feel. It doesn't look very clean or, you know, nicely put together. And this is kind of a typical house design that I'm probably going to run with. So lots of nice shapes. You know, I don't want just like a cube, a box. I want something with some angles and different little spaces. So this might be, you know, a toilet or something, and then maybe in here just a little bed or a table or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm sort of just did a few little buildings here just to sort of get an idea of what the look might look like. And this is how I like to build. So if I have a set space like this, I will get these floors and I'll just block out buildings, building foundations basically, and try and make them as random as possible. Obviously these are very boxy looking, but you know, these ones over here, they have some random kind of shapes to them, and try and mix and match the different shapes and the different sizes so we get a nice sort of, I don't know, what's a variety of buildings, so we don't just have the same thing duplicated. But yeah, this is how I flesh it out, just putting down foundations. All of these will eventually be buildings, just playing with different shapes. And it also helps me figure out the layout and make sure that I've got enough room for people to actually move around and get to where they need to get to. And we do have a great hall now, so this is an extra level that I put up. This is just temporary because I want to sell the look that, or the idea that, you know, the Minutemen have sort of been scavenging wood and stones and things from all over the Commonwealth and sort of bringing them here. So I don't want it to look, I mean, this retaining wall here looks pretty professional, but this building looks too professional. Obviously it's made pre-war. It looks very cool, but I've just put it as a placeholder just to sort of get a general idea of what it might look like at the end. But I do want it to make it look more like a fort rather than kind of like a hall or a, you know, church or something. But this is the size that we are playing with, so not massive, but I think if I just pull the camera back a little bit here, I think in the end, especially when all the buildings are there, it will look like a proper little city town type thing. But I'm a little bit worried, guys, I'm a little bit worried. We're going to have a lot of stuff in this place, and the game cell can only handle so much. So I have a grand plan, and hopefully we can get there. Obviously not in this video, this is going to focus on just building this town, but I do want to utilize these spaces over here. So at the end, hopefully a couple of videos in the future will have just a nice, hugely populated island. But I'm doing sort of bit by bit, just so we don't have any issues. And if we do face some issues like screen tearing and stuff like that, when there's too many things, we can just sort of go back in the saves and just sort of say, okay, that's enough. We've sort of maxed out our game here. But I am looking forward to this part, but I'm not looking forward to this part because I have to put a whole bunch of buildings in here, and it's going to be a lot of work. So yeah, let's get going. Good grief. This was a bit of a mission, guys. Hours and hours and hours and hours of building. Hence why I didn't record the whole thing, because I didn't want to make a 20-hour long video editing it down. Yeah, this was a mission. But all the lower level buildings are basically in place. There are a couple of little foundations that are missing buildings, but they won't be buildings, if that makes sense. There'll be places where utilities will be, so it's not going to be like a house per se. But I've been placing these, what are they, dock pieces. They're like the supports for the dock. I just think they look kind of cool for like a gate. Obviously they have kind of, you know, slime and stuff from the sea, but yeah, pay no mind to that. So whenever there's stairs that lead down to the main ground, I'll put one of these gates in there, and eventually we'll put like a fence around the whole thing. It won't be like super defensive or anything because we are like out at sea. You know, we're not going to get raiders out here, and you know, there's going to be people on guard anyway, so I'm not so concerned about that. But let's save the looking at the buildings all at the end maybe, just because I haven't done up there. But let's just sort of speed run through the alleys. It's a little bit tight, but you know, oh yeah, you can see I've just started the fence down there. It's a little bit tight, but we do have space to run around. So I've been trying to kind of mix up the use of materials. So we have that sort of Woody's Wasteland stuff there, but we also have the you know, the homemaker shacks and warehouse stuff and, you know, all that sort of stuff. Plus I wanted to make it a little bit of an industrial look as well. So we have these random grebes. These are from the static objects and buildings mod, and then we just have the settlement object expansion. It gives you a bunch of stuff, but it also gives you smoke and fire and all that sort of stuff. So I've got smoke effects as well, just to make it look interesting. And yeah, I've just played with different ideas, you know, making this kind of porch layout type thing. Again, we'll save the sort of building tour type thing to the very end, but you know, wide range of stuff going on here, just random water towers and things, just playing with a whole bunch of different assets. And you know, we have the I don't know what they call this, but you know, you find those random camping houses or whatever about the place. So I've just used those assets there. We have the greenhouse effect as well. And back to kind of the start here. And if we go to the next level, actually I will do it from the free cam just because you get a better view. You can see proper little town that's coming together. I mean, it looks, in my opinion, it looks really cool. It was just super tedious, obviously, making so many buildings, and we're not done because we have to do the shopping area up here, and we have to finish our fort and try and figure out how to hide this thing. But yeah, maybe the fort will be next. Anyway, yeah, hang in there. We'll do a kind of final tour at the end as well, so wait for that. Okay, so the fort is complete, but I won't show you just quite now. I'll leave that to the very end of the video, but I thought I would show you how I am building these buildings, just in case. It follows the same formula, so I'm not doing anything different compared to what I'm going to show you in this part of the video. So if you just sort of replicate what I'm doing here, you could build everything else. So just bear that in mind. So as I mentioned before, I just placed down the foundations, what I think the building floor plan would look like. And then I go to the theme of the style that I'm kind of looking for. So in this case, I'm going to choose some of the Woody's Wasteland stuff here. And there's a bunch of brilliant pieces we have here. And just try and be as unique as possible. So instead of just putting, you know, a door with a wall right in the middle, making it very symmetrical, how about we do something like this? You know, maybe the entranceway is this way, and then grab a wall. I would assume that the front of the house is probably something, you know, people are going to be walking past, so you don't want to put a window like right there. And of course we have a neighbor there as well, but maybe I will put a window just in this corner here, so not completely obvious looking through there. And what about if we put an internal doorway as well? So we could do instead of having a fully solid door, how about we do a mesh door? So we have like this entranceway here, and maybe we could have like My alarm just went off. Like a stool or something, a bench, so you could take your shoes off. You could have a little shelf or something there for your shoes or whatnot. And then this is where you actually enter the house itself. So let's continue on. I'm going to do some windows so we have a nice view, because this is the view out this way. So we want to capitalize on that. And then again, because we have people walking past, we have a stairwell, some stairs right there. We don't want people just looking straight in. And because we've already used this wall type already, let's not reuse it. Let's look for another. So this one, it doesn't have much variety. Actually, how about we just do this? No, we won't do that, because that's kind of blocking the doorway there. How about we do that? And I'm just going to use some vanilla assets now, because I like some of the vanilla walls. Maybe go for... Oh, we'll go for this kind of corrugated iron one, like that. So we have the general layout kind of the first floor done. And actually I won't add a door just yet, because it'll auto close and then I won't be able to do anything about that. So let's put in our floor for our second floor here. Oh, don't do that. So I just have to cycle through all this stuff because I have a bunch of mods and things. So let's just quickly put it down. Make sure our snapping is on. Sometimes it doesn't like this Woody's Wasteland stuff, I noticed. If you put down a vanilla one, it can sometimes do it. But in this case, we're just going to do this. And I have put the floors down, but we too have to figure out how we're actually going to get up to the second floor. So I am thinking... this is just off the cuff. You know, you might think this is really ugly and you would never do this, but I'm just going to see how it might look. I'm not going to do ladders, I'm going to do some actual stairs. Maybe something like that. Is it too... Come on, behave yourself. Okay, I'm just going to free place it because it is not playing ball. Delete this one. We can put it back in after. Just gotta... I'm just making sure that it's not conflicting with other things like our doorway here. But that one looks like it's going to be okay. Then we can start putting stuff back in. Put our snap on. Something like that. And if I put a small one in, is that going to block? Yeah, I think that's going to block our... So we don't have a lot of room up here, I have to admit. So it's probably going to be a single kind of dwelling. Let's put some railing up so whoever owns this place isn't going to fall down the stairs. Okay, and I'm going to go... This is probably not going to be practical for an actual house. I'm not sure if I'll keep this, but I'm just using it as a representation. But I'm going to go back to Woody's. And there is a windowed doorway. This one. Is that going to... Okay, perfect. So we have a window over the stairwell there as well, and then access out here. And I'm actually going to turn that into... I will put a door here. I'm going to turn that into a outdoor veranda-y thing. I'm going to use this extra pieces mod. I believe it's called Whispers Extra Pieces. So check that one out. It's got some good wooden and metal glass assets as well. Put that there. Put that there. Okay, so we've got a funky little outdoor area here. We've got to fill in the rest of our... I might actually use one of these walls. This mod is good for certain things. I haven't used it very much in this build because I want the whole thing to look a little bit more haphazardly put together. I have used these for the retaining wall, but you can see it's quite a clean look. So I'm trying to avoid using the actual walls and pieces for this particular build. So I might go one here and one on the corner. I'll put another small one on the corner, and then I might just fill in the rest with a little bit of wall there. And let's do the same here. I like windows, but yeah, I think having too much is a little bit too intense. And I do need to finish off our, can't have that, finish off our, what's that one? Too big. Chimney here. And find a wall. Let's just use our singular pieces here. Like so. So it's coming together now. It's kind of an interesting looking building. I noticed there is some repeating there. I would probably change that if I'm going to keep this. I don't think I'll keep this building. I might turn it into a shop. But yeah, I would just sort of move some things around because to me that's a little bit too repeated. But anyway, let's keep going. And let's just finish off with a simple roof. Gonna go for these angled pieces. Give it a gable style. Come on, snap. Snap good. Don't know why it wants to do that, and it's not in the right place. Let's just freehand this a little bit. So I try to avoid using prefabs if I can, and kind of try and do things custom. But as you can see, in very short time, you can get something fairly unique, and it's got some interesting features there. You know, it's not, doesn't look super prefabby and vanilla. So yeah, that's basically the workflow that I've used for the rest of the buildings. And now I'm going to destroy this and turn it into a shop. Well, all the structures are basically finished now. Interiors, not so much. I have put a lot of work through this week into this place. And I've kind of run out of time. So unfortunately, the interiors are mostly incomplete. There are some interiors in some of the buildings. But I will go through a tour anyway, and then probably wrap up the interiors before next week's video, because I do want to finish off this area over here and over here. There's going to be probably another town involved and some other stuff going on, so just hang in there for that. But let's check out our Minutemen Fort City on Spectacle Island. As I said, all the main structures are complete. It's just we are lacking some doors and some interiors. This one does have a very simple interior, I think. Yes, it does. So you can see there, just super simple. I just wanted to put some stuff in just to show where things might go. But yeah, certainly most of this is incomplete internally. I think we got another one here. Yes, but some fantastic views, I must say. Let's keep going around. This one is kind of like an industrial space, so it's kind of a workshop-y type thing. This one is another residential building. Just very quickly populated with some stuff. This one I'm thinking will be maybe a power station or some kind of furnace place for smelting maybe. But yeah, as I showed before, this one is definitely lacking. This one will not be an actual residence. It'll be like some kind of shed or something like that. It just connects to that other one. This will most certainly be a house. This one's got a kind of a weird setup. You go outside and then inside again for the bedroom. So this will be a bedroom. Now I understand that kind of building these random shapes all the time does kind of impede your, you know, your space. Doesn't give you a lot. Obviously a box is a lot better for space, but I'm sacrificing obviously space for a little bit more style, I guess, if you can call it that. So this might be a bathroom here. Got a nice skylight here. Now I don't think the NPCs can use ladders, but maybe I'll put the beds and things on the ground level so they don't have to deal with ladders. But I just try to put in as many of these kind of spaces as possible. We've got a larger building here with a kind of cool little space here. Maybe I'll just sort of speed it up because this might take a while. So maybe I won't go through every single building, but you can kind of guess what's happening. Multi-storied. This will probably be a shop at some point. I do have a kind of a shopping district in the middle, as I said before. But, you know, we can diversify the spaces a little bit. So you can see this is the that Whispers mod that I was talking about. The textures are just kind of a little bit too repeated for my liking. So I've tried to limit the use of those ones. Did I put in... I didn't put a ladder on this one. Okay, I'll have to sort that out. Obviously when I go to do the interior for that place, I'll figure it out. Again, needs another ladder. Definitely a bathroom space there. This one, probably growing vegetables and things like that. I probably won't use this as like an actual residence. This one here, I think we saw this at the very beginning. This one, I don't think we went in this one, did we? No, but some cool little places. I'm actually kind of looking forward to fitting out some of these places because lots of nooks and crannies. I can try and figure out ingenious ways to put things because it's kind of a weird, oh hello, weird layout, but awesome views I must say. And you can see I did put a fence all the way around. Not super defensive, but just enough to sort of keep maybe some animals out. This one again will be kind of a industrial kind of space. It probably won't be an actual residence. And we do have just kind of like a random spot for some machines. I'll probably put some more stuff in there. Some decorations. This one I think I did put some stuff in, yeah. Just to fill it out a little bit. So we're basically back to square one again. Let's go around this way because there's access to the second level. This one here, I won't go up there, but I kind of just made like a tower type thing because our footprint for this building was very small. So yes, I just didn't know what I was going to do, so I just made a tower. And this one here, these are actually shops. I couldn't tell you what this is because I need my HUD on, but this is a shop. I think this is Chems. This will be Chems. This is where I modeled that house. So obviously it does look a little bit different than the last you saw it. This will be another shop. This one has the house attached, which is very convenient, I must say. And this has some extra space over this side as well. So this is obviously our shopping district. This one, probably storage. Probably a little bit too small. And maybe this one, because I don't want to go like residential up here. Obviously this is access to our fort. We'll go check that out in a second. Let's just keep going around here. Again, another something or other. This is armor, I believe. So maybe this little place will be the home of our armorer guy person. And we'll keep going around. Can't remember what this one is. Maybe weapons. And this one has a little residence as well. Nice views all around. Brilliant. And a couple more shops over here. This one's going to be a food bar thing. So we'll have outdoor stuff as well. And it does have its own residential thing up there as well. So whoever works here, I'll assign a bed to them. And maybe trader, not quite sure. And we're back to the start here. So the last sort of little bit is our fort. So this is the Minutemen fort. And this interior is basically unfinished. I've just sort of been playing with ideas. You can see this is where I have hidden the workshop thing there. So I'll probably put something to cover it further. So this is kind of the main great hall bit. I might get rid of these pieces here just because they take up some of the room. Let's go up the stairs here. We've got another one on the other side. This will be kind of like the main meeting area, I guess. So downstairs is probably going to be for everyone, but then upstairs is only for the Minutemen. So this will be kind of maybe bunks and maybe a giant table in the middle where they can do their business. Not that business, the other business. Come on. And come up here, and this is access to the roof. The layout is a little bit weird. I don't know why I did this, but you come up through here, and then it's obviously blocked off, so we have access through this hallway here. I don't know why I did this, but there you go. Butter. I like butter. You can see here we got great views all around the place. Why did I do that? Oh, I don't know. And you can see the rest of our spectacle island that needs to be populated. I'm just going to quickly get rid of the storm. Okay, and this storm is gone, and I'll show you what this place looks like from the sky as well as at night time. Let me just do this without looking. I don't have a HUD. So this is what she looks like. I think it's looking pretty epic. Proper little city town thing going on. Yeah, just trying my hardest to play with different shapes, different sizes, different sort of wall pieces and roofs and things, just to mix and match it. You get a good view up here of all the different kind of things going on. Verandas and decks and all sorts of things. Skylights, some industrial stuff, chimneys and things. But yes, hopefully this looks decent enough. And let me see if I can do this without no HUD. Set game. Oh, I did that wrong. Oh my gosh. Let's just delete that again. Set game hour to nighttime. Huzzah! Okay. So, no interiors, but we do have lighting. We have, I like the firelight. I don't like sort of the electrical light, even though this place will have generators. Yeah, the lanterns and things, it just makes it look more cool, more to get the ambience, you know what I'm trying to say. But we have street lights, we have exterior lighting, but then every single building also has candles and things as well. So we get a nice lit up town. Look at that. Magical. So thus far we're not having any graphical issues, no screen tearing. I'm a little bit worried once this interior is done that it's going to start freaking out. And if that does, I will just sort of leave it at that. I'll, you know, if there's anything to show, I'll make another video. But yeah, I think if it starts freaking out, then we'll have to leave it. But so far, so good. Let's just toggle this thing. Do we jump back down and see how it looks from the ground level? I really like this sort of entranceway to the fort. I think it just looks freaking epic. Beautiful. Let's just go to the ground level over here. I have kind of memorized the, you know, the stairwells and everything. So you can access to the ground level. And look at that. Brilliant. Love it. Well, I think I will probably leave the video there. Sorry if I sort of rambled on a little bit too much. But hopefully that gives you some ideas. And yeah, that sort of little quick house build. As I said before, it's exactly how I approached the whole rest of the build, so there's no secrets there. It's just a few mods and just being a little bit creative with use of materials and the foundation shaping. So hope that encourages you to try some new things and make some cool towns and cities for yourself. But yeah, I think we'll leave that one there. If you like this one, please drop us a like and a subscription if you are feeling extra generous. We have a Discord. You can find the link in the main channel page there. Jump over there. You can share your own build ideas as well. And just get involved. Great little community over there. And with all that said, hope you have a good day. And I'll see you on the next one. Hey, what are you guys doing?